promise. Rashid Yusupov now making his way inside the Chicago theater. Young man coming from Dagestan, Russia. Goretz Fight Club, a notoriously exceptionally well-rounded group of athletes coming from Dagestan, making their way here. And he's a practitioner of that Wushu Sanda, which we'll talk a little bit more about, the Chinese kickboxing version, making his U.S. debut here in Chicago. Let's send it now to Joe Martinez, who has the official introductions.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our next bout tonight, 3 rounds. This in the PFL light heavyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a boxer standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighed in the light heavyweight limit, 206 pounds, and has a record of 18 victories, 9 defeats, and 1 draw. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, here is the boogeyman, Rashid. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. His background, wrestling and Wushu Sanda. At 6 feet 1 inch tall, he weighed in 204 pounds. In 10 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 10 victories, no defeats. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, here is the undefeated Rashid Yusupov. And your referee in charge of the action is Josh Stewart.
So here we go with the light heavyweights as they begin their journey towards a possible payday of $1 million. Yusupov taking on Cleveland here in the light heavyweight division. And I've heard some good nicknames in my day, guys, but the Boogeyman, that's strong. Said he got that name because he scared so many of his opponents away, and guys were saying, hey man, you're scaring so many people out, they should call you the Boogeyman. So it's stuck.
I thought it was because he liked to get down and boogie.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Wushu Sanda background of Yusupov coming out of Dagestan in that Goretz Fight Club. He would love to get this thing to the ground. Of course, Cleveland, a big swinger, big right hand. Not opposed to throwing some kicks as well.
I like Yusupov also going to the body already. You know, nice straight to the body, setting the left hand up of his. You see, there we go again. Just tagging him.
Yusupov has a style that he controls the range. He controls the distance. When you control the distance, you control the engagements.
I love it. It's exactly. He stays exactly outside his reach the whole time. Little movements. Look at him. Nice. There's the setup. You know, once he starts reacting to that, to the body, straight to the body, you add a punch.
Well, Cleveland should throw more of those leg kicks because he's landing that. And he's going to need that to slow down Yusupov. If he's done his research, he's got to take those legs away from Yusupov because Yusupov needs those feet to control that range.
And expect also the jab to go to the head.
You find it more difficult facing another southpaw. You saw that less. You saw a lot more right-handers, right? It's a lot more common. You got 2 southpaws facing each other.
Yeah, it's difficult for some guys. For me, it was good. I was fortunate that I had a lot of southpaw training partners. But because southpaws aren't in high demand, they're not as common, you don't get to see it. And when you have a southpaw opponent and you're a southpaw, usually you're the one southpaw in the gym. So you don't get that look. And then you get the looks from orthodox guys feeding you that southpaw look. And it's not 100% pure. It's not real. It's kind of like when you want the brand name cereal and you pay off-brand one.
Nice analogy.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Worth pointing out that Rakeem Cleveland, 28 professional fights to Yusupov's 10, but Yusupov, guys, is perfect at 10-0. His last fight lasted less than 1 minute with the TKO in round number 1, so he's worked almost 3 times as much as he did in that last fight.
I like Yusupov's use of that half guard, sitting on that foot, using his forehead to keep Cleveland kind of posted there where he can then land those shots, using that seatbelt around the waist to keep Cleveland in position as well.
Yusupov's style is usually one of where he waits and kind of picks his shots until he creates an opening to finish. But right here, he's being a little more aggressive than I've seen him in the past. And
climbing right in,
that's
got both hooks in.
Wow.
Cleveland could find himself in trouble here if he's not careful.
Well, Randy, so many options here now for Yusupov because Cleveland obviously defending that neck, waiting for possible choke but look how high he's riding. Is he riding as a wrestler too high?
He is high, but part of that height is because of the posture that Cleveland is in, and what he had to do to get both anchors in there, both hooks in there.
So Yusupov fishing with that right arm, possibly looking for a rear naked choke. Cleveland aware of it.
Got the under uppercut again.
See the feet of Yusupov laced, not just anchored in, but laced in, which gives him a little bit of grip on Cleveland's back. Now he's trying to settle into that choke.
Wow.
He's got to watch out.
Cleveland doing a good job of keeping it on his chin, but Yusupov slowly working it in there. And he's got a big problem here.
Very big.
He's going to be hard-pressed to get Yusupov out of this position.
Yusupov should move to the side so he can pull his shoulders backwards. Look at that. Because
nice job by Cleveland.
Really pressure on there. Some real pressure on there.
How about that composure?
That was nice.
I mean, some guys will freak out right there.
Yeah. That's those 20-plus fights.
Yeah. Boss Root one time told me when he was trying to choke me out, he said, just drop your chin down, and it won't let me sink it in. He actually tried to demonstrate. He said, just keep your chin, just dump that chin down, and it works.
You just watched that, right? You just saw it. Close-up of that chin in action.
Boss didn't have it as tight as that.
I don't know. My strike is a little bit gone, especially with a guy like you.
Final 30 seconds of round number 1, the light heavyweights. Rashid Yusupov taking this to the ground early and dominating on the ground as Rakeem Cleveland showed some great defense, surviving this first round. It looks like if he can go those last 15 seconds. But guys, that rear naked choke looked like it was in deep. Look at that, the hook in. He is just controlling everything right now inside the cage. And we will go to a second round in the light heavyweight division. All right, Eve, we'll start with you. If you're in the corner of Yusupov, what are you telling your fighter?
I tell him to put more pressure when he's on the ground like that. When he did not finish with that rear naked choke, you got to land those punches to create more openings. So at the very least, you're going to drain that tank of Cleveland.
And for Rakeem Cleveland, Randy, what are you telling him?
I think his corner's got to tell him he's got to be more effective. Let his hands go. Make Yusupov think about something and not let him just wade into these positions.
Boss, it's easier said than done, but Rakeem Cleveland probably wants to keep this fight standing up. He's been there before, and look at this. This is a bad place to be in, but he survived it. So just be defensively wary of those shots coming.
That's it. You know, movement, ring movement, ball to the feet, moving to the side at all times. Never go straight backwards and have your back off the fence.
Utilizing that reach advantage. Looks like Cleveland at 77 inches over Yusupov. Yusupov landing 25 ground strikes to Cleveland's 0.
Ouch.
So that would tell me you probably don't want to go to the ground again if you're Rakeem Cleveland.
Yeah, he was able to create any scrambles. Yusupov just locked him down and controlled the position from there for 2 minutes of that 5-minute round.
It's a good debate in the world of combat sports. A lot of people say if you put a wrestler and a boxer together, the wrestler will win every time because once it gets to the ground, you're done. The boxer's got to land a clean strike to make it really count. Here comes Cleveland coming forward early and often now, throwing some heavy leather.
A little more forward pressure and a little more active Cleveland in this round, and I think that's exactly what he needs to do. Keep Yusupov moving backwards.
Yeah, he looks like he knows where he has the opportunities to win this fight. He's trying to force that to happen.
Yeah, but you know, once you plant your feet for power judge, you set yourself up for a takedown. I was surprised that Yusupov didn't try to go for it.
I'm surprised that Cleveland tied up right there. He initiated this tie-up.
Should not.
Remember, all season long after we saw that big clinch coming together, no elbows in the PFL. And that is, guys, basically so the fighters can last the whole season. You get a wicked elbow, boss, you know how quickly that cut can take you out.
That's it, then the fight is over, yeah. So
just trying to eliminate some of those cuts, potential cuts as we move through a regular season and into a postseason fight.
You also want to take heed to the advice that Boss Root gave 2 weeks ago in New York City about, staying away from the snowboarding, the bungee jumping, the skydiving, the motocross. Just, guys, just pace yourself.
Yeah, 6 months. You can do it. You got your whole life.
And possibly $1 million.
Yeah.
Man, Yusupov should start throwing right low kicks because
they're open.
He's wide open for left low kicks, actually.
Yeah, Yusupov hasn't checked any low kicks.
But Cleveland is standing in such a way that he can't check any low kicks.
Yeah, his toes are turned
more
in.
traditional boxing stance with his hips canted. Boxers consider that making the target a little smaller. In MMA and kickboxing, you're open to being kicked because you can't bring that leg up to check it.
But normally he can get away with it because a lot of people are southpaws.
Exactly.
Much more active Raheem Cleveland in this round. Pressuring forward more, trying to keep. Well, it's just about trying to call.
There's no timeout.
Trying to call a timeout, and you can't really do that in MMA. So I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see a poke in the eye. I didn't see a cup check. I didn't see anything that would warrant a timeout call.
I think you just might want to check his Instagram.
Cleveland with a fake comes in left, tied up by Yusupov. Eve, I got to ask you, Rashid Yusupov in this situation, do you think he's saying, hey, I'll stand with this guy because he's not really respecting the hand speed of Cleveland, so he's not thinking I'm going to get caught with maybe a right or an uppercut?
Well, what I've seen from Yusupov is that he likes to control the distance and the range. He's comfortable backing up, but what is happening is Cleveland is throwing more shots at him than I've seen other opponents do in the past. And I don't believe he's comfortable changing levels to hit that takedown, but it seems like he's the better wrestler, so he should do that.
150 to go here in round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3 in the light heavyweight division. Remember, 3 points for a win. Stoppage points come in. 1 point has already been taken off the board, though, because it's in the second round. So 5 points would be the max if this fight would end by stoppage here in round number 2.
Cleveland, I appreciate what Cleveland's doing. He's changed the fight. The first round did not go his way. His corners probably gave him this information, and he's applying it. That's what you have to do. That shows me that he has a good fight IQ, even though his skill set may not be completely well-rounded yet, because Yusupov was in full control on the ground. This is where he needs to win the fight, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do to put pressure on Yusupov.
Yusupov taking a look at the big screen here at Chicago Theater to see his opponent, and this is a little bit more rated the dirty boxing. Hasn't gotten really into a full clinch, and it's not on the ground, so do you favor Cleveland in this situation?
Well, he's doing a nice job of controlling Yusupov, landing strikes where he can land them, kneeing the thighs, punching the body. I think he could use his shoulders more, create a little distance, and rip some nice hooks and some punches through that distance too. But and there you see him use his shoulder.
I love it.
But he's definitely controlling the tempo and the place where this fight is taking place in this round.
And believe it or not, those hammer fists, if you with the bone, the muscle is relaxed. They will hurt. They will add up. If he will start giving low kicks on top of that and knees like he's doing right now, eventually it's going to hurt.
Trying to wind up. A big left. Cleveland, and the clinch is broken, and now he's calling for more.
Oh, man.
Raheem Cleveland finding his second win here with 10 seconds to go in round number 2.
Man, Anthony Johnson uppercut, right?
Yeah, there was all the way from his big toe to the end of that fist on that one.
This is a tie fight going into the
Tell
third.
you what, that last uppercut came from south side of Chicago. He wound up with some anger on that one. So Raheem Cleveland coming out, not sure what his corner told him, but Boston Randy, that was a different fighter than we saw in round number 1.
Yeah, he was number 2. He did.
I think it's one round apiece now. Both 10-9 rounds. I don't think that Yusupov did enough in the first round to be a 10-8 round. Sometimes you don't know, but it's not a very precise and precision fighting style by Cleveland, but he's aggressive and he's bringing the fight to Yusupov.
Let's go to champion.
Here's one more time in the clinch.
Shoulder punch.
Lock.
Whoa, there's that uppercut's going to come. Whoa! Yeah, Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko. He connected with that uppercut. Remember the right? Klitschko's head was like flying up, and Klitschko kept on fighting. It was insane, that fight. Best performance from Klitschko, I thought.
One more, Hakim.
He lost.
Yusupov probably got some of that sweat on his face dried with the wind off of that punch.
Seconds out.
So it was just short.
Corners have been called out. What's going on here?
There's something going on because he tried to call a time.
Did not stand
It's
up.
over. That's it. They're waving it
Fight's
off.
over.
Something happened.
I'm not sure. There was a little blood. I saw them using some gauze to take some blood off Yusupov. You see some blood down the back of Cleveland. I'm not sure what the issue is, but something has definitely happened.
So the doctor is inside examining Yusupov, and
We're looking at a broken jaw potentially.
Oh, That's miserable. I don't wish that on anybody. That's the worst injury I believe a fighter can have.
I'm wondering if one of those big shots somehow clipped him.
A couple different situations and scenarios where Cleveland wound up with the uppercut. But remember, guys, we talked about the shoulder shots.
The shoulder punch here.
Take a look at this one. See if you see anything here, Dr. Couture. He wound up.
Boom.
Ooh.
Definitely got him right on the chin.
And his mouth was open.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Yusupov suffered a broken jaw. You look at the alignment there, it doesn't look quite right.
That O had to go. Go.
One thing is for sure, Rashid Yusupov is now no longer undefeated in his MMA career, as Rakeem Cleveland claims that O had to go. So that's 4 points for Rakeem Cleveland for those of you keeping track at home. Remember, it's 3 points for the win, stoppage, 6 for first round, 5 for second round, 4 for the third round. So Rakeem Cleveland in a very good situation as we set it inside to Joe Martinez for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 second into round number 3. We have your winner, TKO due to injury. He moves on, Rakeem, the Boogeyman Cleveland.
A strange way to pick up that victory as we send it into Boss.
All right, you said you love striking and you love to knock your opponents out. Oh, and this happens. What did you think? That big uppercut, by the way, that missed? Man, that was an Anthony Joshua uppercut.
Oh, yeah. You know, I had to redeem myself. Last time I fought in front of you, I took an L to Bubba Bush. I don't know if you remember that. You know, I just want to thank PFL for this opportunity. And this is only the beginning, baby. Boogie's ready to play. 205, I'm coming.
But you know, he's a tough fighter. This guy's undefeated. The first round was definitely his round. He got you on the ground. But then the second round, you came out brawling, and I thought, you might watch out that you don't get taken down a second time, because that can make you lose the fight.
Yeah, he definitely had control. The guillotine was I mean, the rear neck control was kind of tight. You know, I fought through it, but, you know, when I got out of that thing, I kind of felt his will go away, you know. Yeah, all his strength went away. And my coach said, it's time to turn it up. So that's what I did. I pushed forward, and I started putting pressure on him. Pipes break under pressure, baby.
All right, so $1 million. If you win the whole thing, what you going to do with it?
If I win $1 million, I'm going to buy my family a house, man. We just relocated to one of the greatest teams in the world, American Top Team. These guys put a rush camp on me. 4 weeks, got me ready for war. I want to thank you guys for spending the time on me. I want to thank my teammates back home in Des Moines also that helped me with the first part of my camp. It's time to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Boogeyman, Rakeem Cleveland.
So Rakeem Cleveland, originally in a Baytown.